welcome to Friday Night Live. I'm here in my kitchen. I wasn't going to go on tonight, but I haven't been on for a few days. My kids are sick. What the heck? This flu is going around and I guess nobody is, going to get out of it. So anyways, they're in the living room watching shows. If you see them, that's what's happening. But tonight I wanted to show you that I'm doing barbecue. It's hot outside. I don't want to heat up my house. I had to turn on the air conditioner today. So tonight we're going to go outside. Everything is all about the barbecue. So I just pulled out whatever I had in the fridge, vegetable-wise. I have some little red potatoes. I'm going to show you my favorite way to barbecue red potatoes. And then my sister picked up some steaks from Roots. So steaks, potatoes, some carrots, garlic, olive oil, all of that going in packets and going on the grill. So I'm going to show you how I prep all of that. And in the meantime, I want to talk to you a little bit about something I mentioned before. So I'm going to smash all this garlic. So a couple weeks ago I mentioned I was going to do an interview series with health professionals that are kind of non-traditional Western medicine. So everything else, anything else you can possibly think of. So acupuncture, chiropractic, salt baths, just everything you can think of. And I'm really, really, really excited to announce that my first interview, the first live interview, is going to be Wednesday night next week. So just in a couple of days, you'll see me. I'm going to be interviewing Pia from Artisan's Palette and really get an understanding of why she got started doing the things that she did, what her passion is, and really tell you all the things about all the different ways that you can heal yourself using food, and show you, just a lot of really cool things, and hopefully give you some insight into how you can help yourself and how you can find hope in other alternative ways of healing rather than just kind of traditional, go to your doctor, doctor tells you nothing's wrong with you, or maybe something is wrong with you but they don't know how to fix it. That was my experience when they told me that I had celiac disease, and the doctor then told me, like, oh yeah, your results came back positive for celiac disease and you're not absorbing any nutrients, you don't have any minerals in your body, your bones are deficient in calcium, and that's why my bones were breaking just willy-nilly walking around. And so I said to the doctor, what am I supposed to do? How do I fix this? What do I do next? And he's like, well, you'd be on pain medication and just stop eating gluten. That's all you have to do, really. Just stop eating gluten. Well, I didn't even know what gluten was. I didn't even know how to fix that or heal that or anything, which is what started my journey into finding out what was wrong with me and finding out how to help other people using food. So I'm really, really, really excited to show you guys this interview series. I've been working on it for a couple of weeks now, really been thinking about it for a couple of months, and just trying to plan the best way to teach you guys how to heal yourselves. And of course, if you ever need help or have questions, that's what I'm here for. I'm so, so excited to share all the knowledge that I have with you, but also realize that there are people out there with way more insight than me, and I really want to open your eyes to all of that. So I'm cutting up these beautiful rainbow carrots. Do you see these? Oh my gosh. Purple, yellow, white, orange, and I'm just going to put those in a foil packet with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil, and that cabbage that I got. All these vegetables came from Harvest to You, my harvest box that I get every week. I've shown you a couple of times how when I open those boxes and what I get in it and what to expect from that. If you haven't already given that a try, it's incredible, well worth your energy, well worth the money. I don't even know why I said energy. They deliver right to your house, and you don't even have to think about, oh, what's in season this week, and what did Charissa tell me was a good vegetable to eat in the winter? Well, they just deliver it right to your door, and you know exactly what to get. Look at how cute this little baby cabbage is. Okay, I saw this in my fridge and thought, like, well, we'll see how it goes on the barbecue with some carrots. You know how I am by now. I just kind of throw everything in and see what happens. That's why I know this camera's backwards, but my apron says MacGyver. My husband bought this for me like 9 years ago now. I asked him one day when I was having a hypoglycemic crash to make me something to eat, and he went in the kitchen and he looked, there's nothing in the fridge. Gotta love men. I can't find anything, nothing is in here, there's nothing to make, you're gonna have to, whatever. So I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That was my go-to back before I found out what was actually wrong with me. This was years and years ago. ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then I made something awesome for dinner. And he said, how did you make such an amazing meal? I looked in the same fridge that you did, and I didn't find anything. And then that's when he started calling me MacGyver, because he said, if I can look in the fridge and see nothing, and then I look in the fridge and I make a meal for him, you know, he was happy about that. So that's where this apron came from. I'm just getting the olive oil. I don't recommend doing olive oil on a high temperature, but what I do on the barbecue is indirect heat. So I do the 2 middle burners, I turn on high, and then I leave the 2 end burners off. And then I close the lid, and what happens is the heat circulates kind of like an oven would. So you're getting that indirect heat, and I can keep the temperature low and steam whatever food is in my barbecue without actually overheating the food, so where you're getting the olive oil turning into a trans fat. I would typically do like some Kerrygold butter. I'm out of ghee right now. Oops, I want to put a little garlic in here too. I'm out of ghee right now, but my sister, who's home only for a few more minutes and I'm trying to feed her before she leaves for work tonight, is doing another Whole30. And if you haven't already done a Whole30 with me or done a Whole30 on your own, I highly, highly recommend it. She's doing it as a sugar reset. It's really easy to get addicted to sugar, even if you've gone off of it lots of times. Just, you know, overdoing it for one weekend can really bring those sugar cravings back. So she's doing it to kind of reset on that, eliminate some of those problems. And so I really want to help her out with that. And so when you're on the Whole30, you can't do the Kerrygold butter, even if you can tolerate it. We don't do any dairy on the Whole30. And since I'm out of ghee, that's why I did the olive oil tonight. And I'll do the indirect heat so that I don't turn it into a, you know, bad fat. You got to keep everything really good here. Okay, so I'm just kind of crunching this up, making like a little foil packet. And then I'm going to show you how I cook these potatoes. This is my favorite way to cook potatoes ever. And I don't eat a lot of white or red potatoes. They are a nightshade. And I've found for myself, I'm totally a proponent on what makes you feel good and eat what makes, you know, what's good for your body. Everybody's body's a little bit different. So I can handle a little bit of red potato every week if that's the only nightshade I do, and that's pretty much the only nightshade I do. Okay, so what I do is I slice these potatoes into like really, like maybe 1/4 inch slices, but I don't go all the way to the bottom. I keep the bottom connected. This one I cut a little too far, don't do that. And then I just stack them next to each other. And what I'm gonna do is usually I stuff these with a little bit of butter or ghee, and then I put the garlic in between those slices. And then I wrap them up really tight in the foil packet, and then cook them on the barbecue. They cook for about 25 minutes. The bottom of these potatoes is gonna get crispy, kind of like a French fry, but the inside and all around this potato is gonna get really soft. And the garlic, and I'm gonna put some nice crunchy salt on top of it. You're gonna get a crunch, briny bite, kind of spice from the garlic, that good fat, all kinds of good stuff in here. White potatoes, or these little baby red potatoes, these are Whole30 approved. This whole meal is Whole30. If you're looking for a Whole30 barbecue meal, that's kind of like the easiest thing you can do, is just throw everything on the barbecue. I love to just throw good veggies, good meat, a little bit of starch, some sweet potato or regular white potato, and you're good to go. All right, so almost done here. Got 2 more little potatoes. And then I'll show you what I do for my steaks. It's so easy. The most important thing I do is leave them out on the counter for about 30-40 minutes before I cook them. I want them to be room temperature. If you have meat that's too cold, you cannot, it's not gonna cook evenly. So I wait until it comes to room temperature, and then I put it on the barbecue, because it'll cook more evenly, and it won't have like cold spots in the middle where it doesn't cook all the way. I am a rare meat kind of girl. I like you to walk my steak through a warm kitchen, and that's how I prefer it. My husband, on the other hand, likes it tough and jerky almost. Dry it out, make it totally cooked all the way till it's brown and gross inside. I feel like that's a destroyed piece of meat, but that's fine. Everybody each their own. Okay, let me show you what I'm doing here. Pull this back. Cool. Can you see that? See if I can see it. I got this cookie sheet back here where I'm keeping all this stuff just for ease of transportation to the backyard. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got my potatoes cut into slices, really thin slices, but not all the way through. And then I'm going to put the olive oil on top and a little bit of garlic on each one. Hear my munchkins in the background screaming? Yes. Okay. Garlic and a little sea salt. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm like, my mouth is watering already just thinking about this. Okay. Okay, make myself a little foil packet here. Keep it really tight because that's going to steam everything, make the potatoes cook evenly. They are going to get a little bit crispy on the bottom where the barbecue is kind of touching that foil, but that ends up being one of my favorite parts, that crunchy bottom. Okay, got those going. Now my steaks. All I do for steak, if you get a good piece of meat, the only thing it needs is a little bit of salt, and that's all I do to steak. Anybody who comes over and is like, I want more on my meat, I feel like they've never had a good piece of meat before. Tri-tip, London broil, sirloin, anything. If it's a good piece of meat, I just throw salt on it and that's it. You don't need to change the flavor of it. It's got such a good flavor on its own. That salt's gonna help bring the flavor out. So that is it. So the steaks are gonna cook for 4 minutes on each side, one of them. The other steak is gonna cook for about 10 minutes on each side so that it gets a little bit more cooked through in the middle. And then those potatoes are gonna go 25 minutes, and the carrots and the cabbage about 25 minutes as well on that indirect heat. So 2 burners on high in the middle, and then no burners, the burners on the outsides are off, and the food goes on the outside, the lid gets closed, and it steams and turns into like a little oven, kind of a convection almost, where it's heating everything, but still steaming, still giving us that really good slow cook, not really hurting the meat, nothing is, you know, going bad here. The worst thing you can do is make this too tough, right? I mean, this beautiful, expensive piece of meat, right? Okay, so that's it for tonight. I'm gonna throw this stuff on the barbecue. I got it heating out back. And then, yeah, dinner time. Okay, be sure to tune in next Wednesday. I've got the YouTube channel all set up. I'll post a link for you to see that as well, but I will be going Facebook Live with that first interview Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait to show you guys this interview series. I cannot wait to introduce you to some alternative medicines and some alternative ways of thinking. Maybe hopefully open your mind a little bit to some new things that you can do to feel better about yourself, and maybe you went to the doctor, they gave you some diagnosis, but you don't know what to do next. Well, that's what we're here for. So go ahead and like the page, share the videos, subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up on everything, and yeah, I really look forward to seeing you guys in a week. So make sure you tune back in next Wednesday night. It'll be Facebook Live. I'll also post it on the YouTube channel, so if you subscribe to that, you'll get an email reminder every time those come up. I'm really looking forward to it, you guys. I hope you have a really great weekend and that your kids don't get sick like mine did. And yeah, get outside, do some barbecue. It's beautiful, it's hot, don't heat up your kitchen, and everything gets thrown away, no mess, easy peasy. You guys have a great night. I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.